This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Wednesday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, SiriusXM channel 158. I'm Gil Alexander. That right there is Kelly Bidlin on this, as I mentioned, Wednesday morning in the middle of a football season. Let me begin with a Las Vegas observation for only those who live here.
What do we got? Gil's coming in hot about something, I have a feeling.
Whenever you see a Nakvi billboard, do you immediately think to yourself, oh, look, Zoran Mamdani?
No, I just think great hair.
Oh,
great hair.
Just curious if I'm the only one. On the show
How does he
today,
get that hair like that every time?
Will Hill joins us, host of the Should Have Bet More podcast, all his bets in pro and college football, maybe basketball as well. I don't know. Yeah, I think a little college basketball. Greg Peterson, he's definitely got the college basketball for us. Full slate of college hoops today. Carl Sack joining us to talk National Basketball Association. For those unfamiliar with Carl Sack, in a previous life, he was an NBA guru with Dr. Bob. When Carl releases an NBA play, markets move. Legit. Mm-hmm. Not just making that up, and we will see that when he gives us a play today. If he gives us a play today.
Right, yeah.
Yes. Hey, Pete Futag, you booked Pete Futag, college football playoff talk. Second version, second iteration of the 6-part rankings came out yesterday. Some quibbles, but again, you really need to quibble about it. 2 out of the 6. I'll voice those quibbles momentarily, just what people are momentarily upset about there. Warren Sharp on the NFL, and Todd Wishnev, co-host of the Megapod. Toddy Wishnev. You know what Todd Wishnev is on college basketball this year so far, Kelly?
What's he got?
How does 77 and 34 grab you for 32.01 units to the positive?
Yeah, that's pretty dang good.
How's that grab
Man,
you?
he is firing. Whew.
Bro. Well, this is the thing. He does it every year.
Yeah.
It's not just now. People just catch it on. I've been saying it for years. People thought I was joking. Because again, people are always mesmerized by the package with which something comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Todd Wishnev getting it done. Speaking of records, by the way. Well, let's do this brief aside, because I want to, what Todd's record has triggered in my brains. We should probably talk about what happened here yesterday and the day before on the show. But first, Kelly Bidlin, can I just mention this? The Giants are naming Jameis Winston their starting quarterback for Sunday's game against the Green Bay Packers. Now, I thought this was, hey, we'll wait and see if Jackson Dart, gets out of concussion protocol. But let's be honest. We kind of knew this was going to happen either way, because why would they force Jackson Dart to play even if he did?
We haven't gotten the official team announcement yet, so I guess, yes, there's still that possibility. But, yeah, I think you are making the correct assumption, just like many were. And once we saw him, Russell Wilson went to number 3 on the depth chart and Jameis up to number 2. It was lining up perfectly. This is what you do. It's the easiest decision in sports. We talked about it on Monday, right? Like, he's hurt. It's 4 times he's been checked out for a concussion. You know what you have in Jackson Dart. You have 2 wins. Shut him down. Nobody wants to see Russell Wilson again in a Giants jersey. Give your fans entertainment, pure entertainment for the rest of the season. It's the easiest decision in all of sports.
All right, so this has implications, right? So Jackson Dart, those who had Jackson Dart, this has 3 implications. I just thought of the third. The third is that it's Kelly Bidlin's favorite day of the year.
I'm so pumped. I literally texted Gil, it's a top 5 day in American history. Jameis Winston returns to the field.
In American history.
In American history. That's right.
Wow.
Jameis Winston returns to the field.
Wow.
I can't wait for my Jameis
just
same-game parlays.
Just shy of D-Day, that kind of thing?
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah. Two touchdowns. Nothing's out yet, obviously, but 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions over on his passing yards. That all sounds great this week.
All right, here are the 2 big implications. One, those folks who have Jackson Dart Rookie of the Year tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Who's the offensive rookie of the year now?
I was going to say, do they even have this
Who's
post?
it going to be? It's going to be Igbuka or Tyler Warren at this point. That's
it is Igbuka, your favorite right now.
Igbuka is your favorite, but I'm saying right now it feels like a mano between those 2.
Yes.
Because I guess Travion could score. Is Travion even a rookie at this point? I forget all this.
All right, yes, he is.
Yeah. So he, if he scored 2 touchdowns, 50, sprinting 60 yards to the end zone every time, that would change things. But right now, it really is Igbuka versus Warren. if Dart is big if, it's not over, right? If Dart never sees the field again, which we don't know. Maybe he will come back. Maybe the Giants think, yeah, we need to see more of him.
That's a good. We should definitely point that out.
It's possible.
I'm assuming he's done, but
I wouldn't assume that. You know what they say about assuming, young Kelly Bidlin.
Mm-hmm.
But even if let's say it's 3 games.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Let's split the difference. If you split the difference, it becomes a very dicey sort of thing, right? It's like, okay, because remember, he didn't start the season either.
Right.
So now at that point, you're talking about, okay, he played a game or two more than half a season. Like, is 9 games, let's just throw out a number. If he played 9 games this year, is that enough to win Rookie of the Year?
No.
That will come down to how 50 human beings feel about it.
I don't think so. Not with how good Igbuka and Tyler Warren are playing this year.
Yeah.
It may be in other years, right? But I don't think so. And how many wins are you going to have accounted for, right? Like, it's...
But this is, again, we just came off, again, Major League Baseball awards, where, again, we all thought, meaning the market thought, that Cade Horton was going to win National League Rookie of the Year. He wasn't even really that close with winning it. Drake Baldwin won it, right? So, again, you get down to now 50 voters in the NFL trying to come up with something, and that's just going to be a dicey proposition. So, anyway, that's the first implication of this, right? How long will Dart be out for? The other one is the shorter term, which is we went through the Survivor possibilities yesterday, and I said, Green Bay was a green check mark. Okay, I think you could play Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Should Green Bay be any less of a green check mark now against Jameis? Is this an upgrade?
Okay, this is where I will be rational,
sure.
Kelly Bidlin here. Okay,
Please.
It's not an upgrade.
No, I don't think it is either.
It's not an upgrade
yet.
In the what I need like Fezzik to help me out with the correct mathematical terms here.
2.74.
It is not an upgrade in the big picture, right? But on any given Sunday, good Jameis can show up and look like one of the best quarterbacks who's ever thrown the football.
Okay, easy with that last part, but well said. Where you were going the first part of that, I agree with.
If I was on the Packers Survivor this week, I would be much more worried right now than I was 24 hours ago.
That sentence started so smartly, which is, yes, good Jameis, you can expect to be better than good Dart, perhaps. The best of Jameis on a given day right now, right? I don't know about the best of all time kind of thing, but yes. So I don't know, Green Bay becomes a little bit of a dicier Survivor play, I think, just because you have that thought in your head. You have to have that thought in your head.
Yeah. Also, I'm looking at these Rookie of the Year. I'm betting Emeka Egbuka on the break.
Yeah.
I'm surprised these have not shifted more this morning. He's only minus 150. Dart is he's like plus 160.
You know what? I hate myself. We go through these things every day on this show. We go through number 1 seeds. We go through make miss playoffs. Today we're going to go through best record, worst record in the NFL. And I have these opinions. Do I run out and find them in town because they're so scarce in town? No, I don't. Because I've been conditioned to think they're not available here. And most of the time they're not. Drives me crazy. Mm-hmm. Drives me mad.
We might have an upset Will Hill next segment. I didn't realize how much.
Because he's got Dart.
He's got a lot of Dart.
Can we go back to the records thing for a second? Because it's a Wednesday, it's midweek, and we don't often do this on the show, but I think it's a good time to sort of sit back. I just mentioned Todd's record, right? 32 units up in college basketball here in this short time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday on the show, Jake Hahn came on to talk hockey. And he gave us 9 plays. He gave us 3 sides and 6 prop bets. All 6 prop bets hit.
Now, wasn't it 7 prop bets? I thought it was 7 prop bets.
No, it was a total of 9. Okay. So it was 3 sides and 6 prop bets. He had all 6 prop bets, and he went 2-1 on the sides. That's 8-1, Kelly Bidlin. 8-1.
Dang.
Strolled on in here, gave us a little 8-1. Hope everybody played those.
We had one tweet. It was like a $5 he parlayed all the prop legs. It was like a 67-1 parlay that he hit.
Martel J this is from I didn't read that one yet. Martel J. I'll save yours later. Duck fan for life. He says, Gil, are you aware that Jake Hahn went 8-1 with those hockey picks yesterday? We need more Jake on ANG. I love VSiN. And then Dan Wickhorst, hey, Gil, 100% agree. We need more Jake Hahn on this program. That was fantastic last night. Been a listener since 2019. Keep up the fantastic work, Gil and Kelly. Well, all shout to Jake Hahn on that. 8-1 on the hockey picks. And then over the last 2 days, because Drew also hit his NBA plays yesterday.
Drew went 2-0.
You, sir, participated in this as well.
Well, this is where Jake hit, and I knew Jake did that well, and I knew Drew hit both of his yesterday. So I started thinking with Danny, I'm like, what did Matt Cox do yesterday? He went 1-1. He split, but he almost hit Wake outright on the money line. He almost hit, and then on Monday, the Bergster went 3-0 on college.
Bergster.
That's right, Adam Burke. Berkey, the Berkster. He went 3-0 on college basketball, and I had the under on the Packers-Eagles game and a couple NBA winners.
So what, it was 17-2 we tallied up?
17-2 the last 2 days from the show.
17-2. We don't usually do that, but I think that deserves a mention.
I think it does too, Gil, and it's also, we like to cherry pick stats and times and everything. It's probably really good to do today before, I give out a couple stinkers later in the week or something.
Martel J says, as a Giants fan, all I can say is famous Jameis. Kelly got his wish, give the people what they want. And Burner at Bernarachi says, by no means speaking, Jameis is the mathematically correct choice 53.4% of the time. And that, my friend, is like printing money.
That is
like printing money, he says.
Perfect tweet right there.
What was the other thing I wanted to say about this? Oh, congratulations to anybody. Now, we did not talk about this maybe once or twice during the whole baseball season, so this is not part of the 17-2. But for anybody who had Pat Murphy as NL Manager of the Year, I know this was available at Advocate Skirmish over there at FanDuel. Pat Murphy for NL Manager of the Year, Milwaukee Brewers, led the Brewers to the number 1 seed in the National League, best record in all of baseball, really, until they got swept by the Dodgers. Did they get swept? I think they got swept. Can't remember now.
Who cares?
Can't remember past the Blue Jays.
It was always going to happen.
And then anybody also who had Stephen Vogt of the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians, he engineered the Guardians to a 14 games above 500 regular season with a -6 run differential. I'm not bitter at all about that. Congratulations to anybody had either of those two guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Mazel tov to you. Glad it worked out for you. It didn't work out for me. You know what I mean. Will Hill, all his plays next, and Dart next.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Pauly on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Pauly, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Coming up on Wednesday's edition of Money Moves, we've got a banger. Kendall Valenzuela is going to join us from Fantasy Life. What in the world do we do with our fantasy teams considering the injuries like to Jackson Dart? Plus, you're not going to want to miss it. Wednesday means West Coast bias, and we've got a stat involving Stormy Bonatoni that you can't miss. It's all on Money Moves. Wednesday, 11 to 1 Pacific, 2 to 4 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Numbers Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Want to bet smarter? Start with Smarter Insights. Right now you can check out Greg Peterson's college basketball best bets. And we got Greg coming up here on the show momentarily. Oops. Wes Reynolds golf previews for the Bermuda Championship and DP World Tour Championship. And Wednesday's Maction. Later today you can check out Zach Cohen's NBA picks and props, Jonathan Davis's NHL best bets, and Steve Makinen's Week 12 college football picks. Unlock every article with VSiN Pro. The Sports Equinox Special gives you full access through May 1st, 2026 for just $120. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe and stay sharp through the spring. Also at VSiN.com, Kelly, Adam Burke's snarky review of our NBA handicapping challenge from this past April, May, and June.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Because apparently that didn't exist. But this football thing we got to talk about with all the injuries.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gil.
That's all right. You know, one you crush in and nobody says a word. The other one. Pick 10 says he was officially 7-0 on Jake's props. Apparently he doubled up on one of them. DGen Southern Jen on Twitter. We get tweets. What odds would you have to be offered on Tyler Shuck as the Rookie of the Year? For either of you fellas to place a bet on it, you can make a case for them to win every remaining game on their schedule. And Kelly, Arrested Development is...
Can you?
And he says, and Kelly, Arrested Development is underrated, not overrated. Harkening back to yesterday's discussion on Arrested Development.
Oh, man. Who was that tweet from again?
That's from DGen Southern Jen.
Oh, man, one of my favorites, too. Hard disagree today. We can't be friends today, DGen Southern Jen. Let's pick it back up tomorrow.
And Alex Ivanov, does Crochet come through for us today? Well, Cy Young being announced tonight, both American League and National League. According to Tom Tango's tracker, Crochet should come through. He's hit 32 of the last 38. So we shall see about that. Will Hill joins us now, usually under better circumstances, but he's holding I think he's holding a 22-1 dart ticket. Maybe he even has more than that. He joins us now courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. He is the host of the Shoulda Bet More podcast, which I was I had the pleasure of being on this past week. Will joins us now courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. How you doing, Will?
Gilly, what's going on? Yeah, had you on Monday, had the Bear on Wednesday today, so I'm trying to get some better guests, but you can only get what you can get.
You only get what you get, man. You can only get what you can get. How you feeling about old Jackson Dart being benched there, smart man?
Oh, my goodness. Listening to you guys, it's actually making me nauseous just hearing about being shut down and the odds changing. It's part of, like, doing business, and he was running a lot, so I can't say this came out of nowhere because he was throwing his body around. I think 77 quarterback hits was like the number I saw. I mean, eventually, you know what, you're going to get popped the wrong way. Boy, I don't know. I don't think they'll shut him down. I mean, I have no information. Obviously, it doesn't look like he's going to play this week. Let's just say he misses next week. If he comes back after that, I think if he plays well, that these 2 games in the middle of the season, I know he missed some games in the beginning when he wasn't starting. I think he could still win it, but I think anything past that, it's going to be tough. So it's a tough way to lose. I think it was 22-1. I gave it out after week 1 of the season. I just thought Wilson would be benched pretty quickly. It's a tough way to lose it if that's how I lose it, but the cost of doing business with these awards, it will be a tough one, though.
Yeah, I did say that when people were betting, when you suggested it, people were betting. The one sort of caveat at the end was, you hope he doesn't get hurt the way he plays, right? And this is what's happening here. So we'll see. We don't know. By the way, we don't know he's getting shut down. For those who are tuning in are like, wait, did he get shut down for the season? He did not. He is just not. It looks like he's going to be in concussion protocol. And even if he wasn't, why would they play him this week, right? But if, let's just go with the scenario, there's 8 more weeks left in the NFL season. Let's say he's unavailable for 3 of the next, for the next 3 weeks. Then coupled with the early part of the season where he didn't play, is that enough for voters to vote for him? So we'll see. We'll see how this develops moving forward. Sorry about that news, Will. We apologize that we led with that. Didn't mean to make you nauseous, man. Okay, let's start. Let's stay there. Do you have one NFL play that you love above all?
You can still get Seattle +3 -110. I like the Seahawks here. I think.
Let's go.
Look, second in DVOA special teams. The Rams are 23rd. So for a game that's going to be pretty close, I'll take the better special teams. The Rams have had all sorts of kicking issues. I want to say cut, but they actually didn't cut the kicker Cardi last week. They demoted him, and they said we'll bring him back at some point, which is a weird situation. But I think he's 10 of 15 on field goals. He's missed a bunch of extra points. Myers is pretty solid. The Seahawks have had a bunch of returns. Their return game has been very strong. So again, a game that's going to be close. I'll take the 3 and the Rams don't have a great home field advantage. I'll take the 3 with a big special teams edge, and to take it one step further. Speaking of awards, I do think Darnold. Now you've missed the better numbers. I do think Darnold at 10-1 is the best bet for MVP on the board right now. just because it's so tied to the 1 seed. And it's interesting because Darnold was in the same position last year with Minnesota where he's on this good regular season team, 14-2, eventually 14-3, but no guarantee to get a home game or a bye or anything. He ends up being on the road in wild card weekend. One of these teams, the Rams or the Seahawks, is going to be in the same situation on the road wild card weekend, not winning the division. But I think if Stafford and the Rams get the 1 seed, he's going to get it. Lifetime Achievement Award. If Sam Darnold and the Seahawks get it, isn't that such a great story? He was this elite prospect. He bounced around, journeyman, even discarded by the Vikings, and now lead the Seahawks to the 1 seed. I know May is there. I know May has the soft schedule. But you guys mentioned this the other day. Doesn't it feel like, all right, May, he'll have his chances. There's not the narrative there yet. I just think because the Rams and the Seahawks are, if you look at the odds for the 1 seed, it's basically a coin flip. I'll take the 10-1 instead of the 3-1 with Stafford. And again, you miss 70-1, 80-1. It's still Sam Darnold, but I think for all of those reasons, Darnold at 10-1, especially if they win this weekend, that's a good bet for MVP.
That makes sense. From a number standpoint, it makes sense, the 10-1 over the 3-1. I'm with you on the Stafford lifetime achievement, though. They will look to, if there's all things being equal, which they can't be, right? One of them can be the number 1 seed. One might not be. Maybe neither is, by the way, in the end. But yes, I think given a reason to vote for Stafford, they will. But certainly at the number right now, Darnold, we're showing 11-1, by the way, on Sam Darnold for MVP. Stafford, May, Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, and Josh Allen all shorter than Sam Darnold currently. Is that DraftKings numbers? Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
How about Jonathan Taylor at plus 550? You buying into the Taylor thing at all for MVP or no?
Not really. They've got some really good run defenses coming up, and I've been consistent with this. I'll stick to my guns. Maybe one of these years I'll be wrong. I'm sure at some point I will be. I didn't buy McCaffrey 2 years ago. I didn't buy Barkley last year. Look, he's had a great year. Aaron Schatz has said it, and he's one of the 50 voters, and I'm sure there's others that think this way. It's just hard to say most valuable player when that position's a running back, not a quarterback. And one of these quarterbacks is going to pull through, and the narrative is going to be there. Somebody's going to be the 1 seed, obviously, in each conference. And it's interesting. I do think that's a prerequisite where you probably have to win your division. I don't know if if Stafford got a wild card, he could still win the MVP. Maybe he could, but I think you probably have to win the division. But somebody's going to emerge from these quarterbacks, and Taylor, I think, will get a lot of second, third place votes. And I think that it's just going to be hard for him to win. But if you're sitting there with 50, 60-1, those are numbers around him. I'm sure he was like, well, I probably had to be 100-1 before the season. Yeah, those are great bets. But at 550, no, I don't think that's a good bet.
Any thoughts on college football? Some big games: Oklahoma, Alabama, of course, Texas, Georgia, perhaps the most marquee of all of them. Any thoughts on the big ones, or do you have a play or two outside of those?
Yeah, I like Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's live, and Oklahoma obviously ruined Bama's season last year, that 24-3 shocking upset. Bama has had a history going back years, going back to Johnny Manziel. They struggle with mobile quarterbacks. Oklahoma is going to provide that on Saturday. Mateer can run around. Oklahoma's pretty good defensively, and I still don't think Bama is as good as their record. Their stats are not as good as their record. They've been outgained in a lot of these games. I thought even LSU had chances last week and left points on the board, missed some opportunities. And even Bama only scored 20 points in that game, and LSU actually did cover some of the numbers if you bet it at the right time. So, I mean, Georgia outgained by 1.5 yards per play. Missouri, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, all these teams, outgained them. There was another game where they were outgained. So I think Oklahoma at +6 is live. And, I thought Penn State would be up for the Indiana game last week, and they were down 13, but they came back and maybe could have, should have won the game. At Michigan State this week, after kind of a lost season here, are they really going to be all fired up and get off the bus and come out inspired? Michigan State's off of a bye. I think you're getting mostly 6.5 to 7s have disappeared here, but I think Michigan State is pretty live here. I think it's a tough spot where Penn State, I'm not sure what they're playing for at this point. I like Michigan State plus the points as well.
Any pre-flop college basketball? Just throwing that out.
Oh, no, just follow the great Todd Wishnev and just cash the tickets, man. He has been unbelievable.
He's been unbelievable. Let me just ask you this in closing. So, Kalshi, prediction market, AL Cy Young, they have Tarek Skubal at 99%. AL MVP, they have Aaron Judge at 95%. Do you think both of those things manifest, that it will be Skubal and Judge here in the next couple nights?
I do, yes.
Those two. So yeah. Crochet, even though Tom Tango's formula has it Crochet, and even though everybody's like, hey, including myself, right? I said Cal Raleigh, if he gets 60 And if Aaron Judge ends up with 49, it will be Raleigh. But it was 60 and 53 in the end. That's enough to tip it to Judge, you think?
I think it is. I think Major League Baseball should wait a little longer to announce these awards. They announced it just too quickly after the season.
Too soon
the season just ended.
Yeah,
Way too soon.
Way too soon. Will Hill, the name of the podcast is Shoulda Bet More. You can follow him on Twitter at @NotTheWillHill. He's also part of the Bear Bets podcast, writes for Fox Sports, and of course, his biggest role of all, everybody knows that, he's part of the Megapod, which again will tape tomorrow. Steve Zabin, our host. Greatest sports talk host in the history of Washington, D.C., and maybe Milwaukee as well. I don't know. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Will Hill, everybody, at @NotTheWillHill. How about most wins in the NFL and fewest wins? We will tackle that next on A Numbers Game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Got a good day coming. Just wait and see. It's a good. Your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
As the official horse racing partner of VSiN, First Bet is built for bettors who demand more. First Bet isn't just about placing a bet. It's about helping bettors of all levels with proprietary AI handicapping tools that provide data-driven insights to help you make smarter bets. First Bet's in-app tools give you win, place, and show probabilities for each runner, so you can quickly and easily identify good value plays and improve your ROI. Right now, you can take advantage of their limited-time $250 sign-up offer. To claim your bonus, use promo code VSiN250 when you sign up in the First Bet app or at firstbet.com. That's 1STBET.com. That's promo code VSiN250. Tracking a tennis match here for VSiN Pro subscribers. I had a tennis play overnight. Auger Aliassime at plus 127, I believe was the exact number, against Ben Shelton. Looks like we're headed for a third set tiebreaker. Fun. It's not going to be.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Dicey.
But you got one today, right?
I finally won a tiebreaker, yes, in the second set.
Where's the confetti?
Yeah. No kidding. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Y'all are the best. Best listeners in the game. Martin Bernstein at Mets Doo-Doo. That's a
good one.
He said the Sharks have the best player in the league, Macklin Cirellini. He says Boston Bruins to win the division with the Sharks, $5 to $100K. LOL. Now that's pizza money. Is that a parlay? Is that what you're talking about there? Couldn't really understand.
I've been saying it all for weeks, though.
Yeah. LFC title records.
Gil refuses to listen.
LFC title records. It's too bad Gordon Lightfoot passed away 2 years ago. Imagine the epic song you could have written about Jameis Winston returning to the football field. It would be Kelly's daily anthem.
Man, that is such a good tweet. That's so true. I'd wake up in the morning and turn that on, and that would just brighten my day.
He sat on the bench many a week. Finally got his moment. That melody goes on for 6 minutes.
I need one of those about Jameis. Someone AI that for me. AI can do anything these days.
Just the whole Jameis Gordon Lightfoot song. Y'all took that 6 minutes away from me. I'll never get it back. Everybody telling me to listen to that.
Have you seen the YouTube pages that have nowadays hip-hop songs of the past 20, 30 years that they've AI'd into big band music and stuff?
Oh, we have a number one.
It's so entertaining.
We have a number one AI song on the top of the country charts and a number one AI song on the top of the gospel charts.
Are you serious?
We have non-humans at the top of the Billboard charts in both of those genres. That's where we are.
This job was fun. I really enjoyed it.
It was fun.
Really enjoyed it. I just wanted you all to know that.
Yeah. Kenny Dillingham sexual. He says, is Travion Henderson, Offensive Rookie of the Year, a St. Jude's donation, or is there a path with Dart going down? Can be had for as high as 50-1. Well, that's why I brought up Travion when we were just talking about it, and we were just riffing. I'm like, what about Travion? Because I'm just thinking beyond Buka and Warren, who could do this? If Travion does what he did last week, which is, I think it was a 50-plus yard sprint to the end zone and then a 69-yarder. If he does that every week, he's in the discussion. Problem is, as I was saying last week, it's like, well, why did Drake May get a bump when Travion was the one doing all that last week, right? So I think that there's a little bit of that, but obviously he's got short time to do it at that kind of rate. So is it a donation? I don't know if it's a donation, but it's a big mountain to climb. Let's put it that way.
I was going to say I'm surprised his odds aren't shorter, but you know what? He's still he's still behind.
Yeah.
Genty and Judkins when it comes stat-wise, right? He's even got running backs to compare to.
That's what I mean. He's got to do what he did last week.
So Tyler Warren, I think there's pros and cons, right? I think there's a lot of people that would bring up, hey, tight end's not exactly a position that wins Rookie of the Year very often, but what they're doing and what he's doing stacked up against the entire league's rest of the tight ends and even just receiving yards, he's up there with the whole league. And there's nobody directly to compare him to, really.
He throws the ball up in the air, and no one knows who'll come down with it. You could just go
30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
Just go on all day with this. Jason, H11. I make a motion that today should be renamed Jameis Day. I can't wait to bet his props, especially his interception overs. Kevin Ryan, Gil, may I point out that every single guest all week on all shows has picked Oklahoma to cover this week. What would possibly go wrong? Yeah, I know about that. And then primetime, Cowboys _Cubs 1. Let me guess how this is going to spit into a anti-Commodores thing. He says, hey, man, giving Will Hill abuse over a 22-1 dart bet. We weren't giving him abuse. Should have resulted in Will returning fire about someone's MVP bet on Brittle Jaden Daniels. Yeah. I had a lot of
brittle
injury issues. Fun fact, Michael Jordan won 6 titles since the D.C. Commies last appeared in the Super Bowl. Peace and love. By the way, people who are going to think primetime hates us. His humor is getting darker, I will say
it's
that.
Getting darker, yeah. Primetime used to be he used to just cheer us on back in the day. Back in the primetime action days, when he first started tweeting it. Here's a random aside for you. JVT and I were texting back and forth about this. NBC.
Yeah.
Doing a great job with the NBA. Yeah, doing a great job. And I really like their Peacock, it's like video game graphics, but it's not overwhelming.
Well, they're doing it all lovingly. They brought Marv Albert back for a whole dramatic voiceover. They're taking great care of the product. Yeah,
it's well said. Yeah, it's well said. And I like some of the new things they're trying. And then you know how many times every football season starts, and you're like, why did Network X decide to change their score bug for no apparent reason, and now it's slightly confusing to find out where the timeouts are on it or something like that, right?
Oh, what's the broadcast? Is it the Amazon? No, or is it the Monday night? One of them, you have to look twice for the timeouts.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they do. Someone does this every year, and you're like, what was wrong with the old one?
Yeah.
You're not blowing anybody's mind by making a new version of this. And NBC just has a classic, basic, easy to read score bug.
You're like,
good on them.
That's true. Sorry,
geeky television producer talking.
How many times this year have you gone, oh, they have no timeouts left. Oh, wait, they have all 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, because the background's white and it bleeds into the white marks for the timeouts. Or you
just don't know where to look at them.
Yeah, or that.
Or you don't know where to look at them. All right, odds to have the most wins in the regular season, odds to have the fewest wins in the regular season. Let's start with most. Patriots, plus 340. Now, let's go through these just in terms of their records, first of all, right? Patriots are 8-2. Rams, Seahawks, Eagles, 7-2. Colts, Broncos, we'll just do this in the order of the market here. Colts and Broncos, both 8-2. And then you have the Bills, Lions, and Bucks at 6-3, the Chargers at 7-3. So those with 8 wins have a slight leader in the clubhouse feel to them anyway. And the Patriots, as I've said many times on this, when talking about number 1 seed, when talking about most wins, I have advocated Patriots bets every which way, and I'll advocate this one again. They have the easiest remaining schedule in the National Football League. The aggregate win percentage of the remaining opponents is .338. And they've got 8 wins already. Yes, the Patriots at plus 340 is the bet. I don't care if it's not as sexy as the others. That's the bet.
I was surprised it's not shorter.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing that for all the incoming I take, I'm the one who's been saying people better wake up to the fact that the regular season is theirs. Plus 340. By the way, just by point of comparison, the Rams and the Seahawks are the next shortest on that board. They have the tie for 5th and 7th hardest remaining schedules in the National Football League, largely because they're in that division.
Yeah.
Right? In the NFC West. The only other, Colts have the tie for the 2nd hardest. The next easiest schedule on that board is the Buccaneers at the 4th easiest. But they're 6-3 at this point. I wouldn't take that. I think the Eagles at 7-2 have an easy-ish schedule, at least in the easy half of schedules remaining. They'd be the only other one in terms of a schedule that would point you anywhere. But really, this just tips in favor of the Patriots every which way.
So, okay, I'm with you. I actually was surprised that number was not a little bit shorter.
Me
and
too.
If I had to go out and make a bet, it would be them. Look, I think it's one of those, if you feel really strongly about the Rams or Seahawks this week, and then you just think that team is the best team in the NFL. So I hear what you're saying, Gil Alexander, when it comes to schedule stuff, but I just think they're too good. It doesn't matter. I could get on board with that.
And they have 8 wins already, the Pats. Yeah.
The Bucks... I feel like the Bucks, Baker Mayfield, MVP. It's all just drifted into the distance. And I know they got serious injury problems, but they're still around, and that's a long number.
If Baker Mayfield has 3 more cardiac come from behind wins, isn't he part of the MVP discussion again?
We popped with those odds earlier, and I was like, he's not out of this, because I kind of started going through who do I actually think is live and not live. He's one of the 5 names to me that still has a shot.
Odds to have the fewest wins in the regular season. The Titans, no surprise, 1-8. They're the favorite at -135. Everybody else got 2 or 3 wins. The 2-win teams are sort of in the next group, and then the 3-win teams after that, starting with the Commodores. In terms of the schedule exercise, though, now you're looking for the hardest remaining schedule as opposed to the easiest. Guess who has the hardest of this entire group?
Think
about what we just talked about. We just talked about the fact that the Rams and the Seahawks have the easiest because they're in the NFC West. Or, excuse me, the hardest in that other category. So
the Raiders.
The hardest here is the Cardinals. The Cardinals have the third hardest remaining schedule in the NFL at .562 aggregate win percentage of their opponents. They're 70-1. They do have 2 more wins than the Titans do, but 70-1 flyer on the Cardinals. Anyone?
Man, the Jets at almost 5-1 is interesting, though.
Anyone?
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
Lesson number 1, Patty's back. I still believe that Caleb Williams is not any good. And, other than Rome Odunze, I don't trust anyone that can't run the ball.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN.
Numbers Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Back on the Numbers Game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Gil Alexander, that's my little buddy Kelly Bidlin, everybody, right there. Dropping weight before our very eyes. Soon he'll disappear. He'll just spontaneously combust one day. Walk in here and just poof.
Maybe.
Gone. Maybe?
Maybe. Or maybe we're just kind of hanging around the 100 mark?
Yeah. That's a good place to be.
We've been taking it a little easier, you know. Basketball season's back.
I understand.
As our next guest can relate, it's long nights, man. It's long nights. Especially when Peacock, for some crazy... I gave them flowers. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to go the other way. We sit here and complain all the time about scheduling. Who ever thought an 11 p.m. Eastern start time is what we needed at any sport? Every Tuesday, that's what they're doing, the NBA.
Doing what?
There's an 11 p.m.
8
Eastern
p.m.
tip
Pacific. That's right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Noticed that last week. Bruce Dobigan, the tune for the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald is in Dorian mode, although it sounds Mixolydian to me. Sort of like Love Me Do, Now You Know. That tweet requires a manual.
Wow.
Love Me Do, though, of course, is the Beatles.
I didn't go to Juilliard.
Love Me Do. This is from GV,
I know
New
that
Jersey,
one.
New York. I'm honestly amazed neither of your phones are nonstop buzzing in the background after what Wishnev just did. Also, big picture on the Giants. Sure does look bad when you fire a head coach and don't hold a press conference before players answers questions at a Wednesday practice. Yeah, Giants always have it figured out, don't they?
We haven't gotten to the ridiculousness of them, right? This is what they should have done in the first place. Remember, it all made sense back in the spring, right? When you brought in Jameis, you knew you were going to draft a quarterback, and they're like, yeah, we're going to sign Russell Wilson, too. And we were all like, why? What?
I was a non-Daboll guy from the beginning. When he was winning Coach of the Year, I was like, this is ridiculous that he's winning this. Sean's Fox plays. Crab legs and picks galore. Got to love those FSU quarterbacks. When do we start talking OKC challenging the Dubs all-time 73-9 record? Doing this without pieces every night. Such a deep team. Your number one pick 2 years ago. Can't even see the floor. Go Canes. Wow, he's all over the place. Let's talk about the OKC thing for a second, because we had Will Hill on. We didn't get to this.
Yeah, he's in with you.
We'll get to this with Will next week. But Will mentioned last week on the show OKC to get to 70 wins. I think it was plus $4 something, over $4.
It was like $4.35, I believe. Is exactly what he said.
By the way, congratulations to everybody who rode on Ojé Aliassime, dog winner in tennis, after the Rabakina win on Sunday. And I think with the 70 wins...
18-2 on the week.
18-2. There you go. We're 18-2 now. Though I didn't give that on the show because of tennis time zones. So back to OKC for a second. 70 wins, I pointed out, it's only happened twice, right? Only happened twice in NBA history. The 73-9 Dubs, who lost the championship to the Cavaliers, the 72-10 Jordan Bulls, who won the championship. No one else has gotten to 70. Now, Will points out via text that in addition to the 70 wins prop, which is available, right, you can also take a stab at, so they're plus 450 still to get 70-plus wins. How about 22-1 to break the record, 74-plus wins? Anybody want that?
Well, I mean, if you're betting 70-plus already...
You might as well.
The margin, this is so tight, though.
Oh, I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
First of all, you have to care to do it.
You have to care to do it.
That's the first hurdle.
But they are. I mean, everything that was said. I mean, their second best player has not seen the court. They have big pieces that would be massive pieces for any other team, missing games every single night. Cleveland Glass still has them projected for 71.8 wins.
Greg Peterson joins us now to talk some college hoops, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. You can follow him on Twitter at @GUnit_81 with his purple background. Courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. How you doing there, Greg? Is that a purple, or what do we call that color?
Violet?
We're going to go with a little bit of a purple, and I do have to clean up one thing. Kelly was complaining about the late tip times on Peacock. Guess who's the biggest advocate for random college basketball games in Hawaii that start at midnight Eastern time? That would be me right here. That's who Peacock is serving.
You enjoy him, Greg. You enjoy him, okay?
Yes.
Little Texas Roadhouse going down the gullet, little college basketball in front of him. Yesterday you had 22 plays in college hoops. What was your record?
We went 15-7 yesterday. Nice bounce back from a little bit of a tough weekend, so looking to keep that going. That was a nice big card, and that was one that paid off big.
All right, so now I have a sheet of paper here where you have at least a dozen plays here, We will recap all of them at the end of the show, but let's start with let's let you talk about your top 5 plays.
Well, I love the games out there in Hawaii. I was just alluding to it, and we've got a pair of random college basketball games in Hawaii, so stay up late for these. Manhattan is right now the underdog against Utah Tech, and I don't understand why. I completely bypassed the points. I was last seeing 3.5. I'm just taking a shot here on the money line with Manhattan Jaspers. Now, they're dealing with some eligibility concerns with Will Sidner. He was one of their top scorers from a season ago, but Foxy Knight at the Roxborough last year at 6'7" was shooting 47% from 3, missed half the season. He's back for them against a Utah Tech team that they lose 3 out of their top 4 scorers from a season ago. I like the fact that they bring in Ethan Potter from Utah Valley, but this is a team that last year was outside the top 290 in terms of both their offensive rebound percentage and their 2-point shooting percentage. They're based around 3-point shooting. They shot less than 30% from 3. Now they have to go to Hawaii over at the St. Sheriff Center where the rims are very, very unkind. So that was one that I just took a shot on right away. Manhattan on the money line. Right now I'm also seeing that total at a 157.5. So I dove in on the under to start things off in Hawaii. And then the other game, we've got Mississippi Valley State at north of 40 points against Hawaii. A Hawaii team that typically is very slow, defense-oriented. Now you could look at that last game with Hawaii and think, oh, they scored 100 points in that game against East Texas A&M. Anyone that stayed up late to watch it, like myself, they know that that was a game where Hawaii attempted 54. Yes, 54 free throws. Wow. I've never seen a more rogue refereeing crew before in my life. I don't think that Lightning is going to be striking twice. And you've had a guy in James for Mississippi Valley State who's right now actually averaging 25 points per game. Now, Mississippi Valley State has been, well, a skid mark on the underpants of college basketball last few seasons. It's not been great. Wow. They've lost some games. They were dead last in terms of both points scored and points allowed on a per-possession basis last season. They look a little bit improved on the defensive side of things this year. Right now, that total's at 151.5. I took a shot on the under, and I took a shot on the Delta Devils with just an absolute compound amount of points.
Delta Devils plus 42.
Yes.
I believe.
When's the money line come out?
Greg referred.
You don't want that money line, trust me.
You don't want that money line. By the way, you know what the Jaspers is, by the way? You know what that is? Manhattan Jaspers?
Like what kind of animal?
Well, it's not an animal. The Jaspers comes from one of the college's most memorable figures, Brother Jasper of Mary, who served at the college in the late 19th century. Oh, okay. I just wanted to know myself. All right, those are 2.
What kind of animal?
Yeah, what kind of animal? I'll tell you what kind of animal. It's a
human being. Got it.
Homo sapien. Okay, Greg, those are 2. Give us a few more, if you would, please.
By the way, as a child, I did have a dog named Jasper, so I was sort of thinking that as well.
What kind of animal is
if you're looking for something to open up the day, we've got Western Michigan versus the Fort Wayne Mastodons. That is a good mascot, and that's an actual animal. So that Mastodon is not named after a human. With the Mastodons, right now, I was seeing them when I wrote this up as a 1.5 point favorite. It's a Western Michigan team that they lose pretty much 4 of their top 5 scorers from a year ago. With Fort Wayne, they're in a little bit of transition in the backcourt, but I think that they're going to be able to control the turnover battle that allow them to win this game. This is starting to get up to -2.5, -3. I'd be willing to go up to 5 here. With Fort Wayne last year, top 35 in terms of their turnovers forced on a per possession basis on defense and in terms of taking care of the ball. Western Michigan last year, by the way, when they were at home, they shot 25.7% from three-point range. Dead stinking last in all of college basketball. They bring back Max Burton down low, but they lose a lot of that backcourt. They didn't bring in any shooting whatsoever. This is a Fort Wayne team that I think should be able to go out there, get the job done. I was willing to lay that small number, and here at 162.5, I just don't think that Western Michigan does their part with the total. I also took a shot on the under.
Also took a shot on the other. Mastodon, like an elephant or a mammoth, Kelly. Everybody knows that. Next, what do you got?
Actual? Keep going, Greg. Keep going.
Well, we've got the great mascot names continuing. The mighty Osprey of North Florida taking on Tennessee. Tennessee in a little bit of transition in the backcourt after that. Zakai Ziegler do such a good job for them over the last few seasons. With North Florida, this is a team that they love to go bombs away from 3. As a matter of fact, 54% of their field goal attempts came from three-point range. Tennessee, always a rough and tumble defense. I think the best way to attack it is around the perimeter. Right now, you're getting North Florida. When I wrote this up, this was closer to about 40.5. This is on up to 42.5. I was willing to take a shot on the number with this Tennessee team in a little bit of transition. And perhaps showing a little bit of mercy under Rick Barnes. So I do like that one. And then if you want to stay out there on the southeast part of the country, I'm going to be willing to take the under in the South Florida versus Coppin State game. Coppin State, 363rd in the country in terms of points scored on a per possession basis last year. For Brian Hodgson, who takes over South Florida, his team was a top 40 team in terms of points allowed on a per possession basis. Just too high for me. I took a shot on that under.
We have never had someone come on this show and give two 40-plus point dogs on one program, but here we are.
Facts.
Ospreys and Delta Devils, let's go. And three others from Greg Peterson. We'll post all of Greg's plays here at the end of the show and put them on the VSiN Picks page as well for subscribers. Greg, thank you as always, man. Great to see you.
Always appreciate it. Thank you.
Greg Peterson.